Hi Raynard, so I'm at the car. I'll start with the positive points. The positive points is that everything in terms of the trim is there. So your lights are there, your bumpers are there, there's nothing missing. Lights are not cracked or anything. Chrome pieces are there. All the trim, certainly on the rear, is all there. Hinges are there. Petrol cap and everything. The chrome pieces on the side are there. It's not concourse here, for instance, is a thing that's not aligned properly. But I suppose with the right clip you'll get that right. The chrome would need to be redone if you want to redo it. If you want to leave this rusty patina on it, you can leave it like that as well. But the chrome is not a shiny chrome. It does show surface rust on the chrome itself that I don't think will buff out. You'd have to re-chrome. The wheels are all in good shape. I'm not sure how old they are, but they certainly have thread on them that will pass the roadworthy. The wheels have the hubcaps. He says it does have 3 of the spoke wheels, but they need to be refurbished. They appear to have been redone. The side's chrome piece is nicely shaped and in place. The doors, and I think these cars weren't manufactured perfectly, so this one does open and close nicely. The gap is not even, but as I said, I don't think many cars of that era had proper gapping between the doors. On the right hand side as well, you'll see it matches up there and it doesn't match up there. There is a little play on the door as well, even when it's closed. I suppose that can be hinged up or something. There are some surface spots where the paint has cracked up, like any old car would do, I suppose. So, I mean, if you wanted a concourse, you would respray this vehicle. But she is presentable in the way she is. Again, the chrome here has also got peeling off. Looks like this was a pre-chromed, a poor quality chrome. Looks like it was sprayed. Actually, it's not exactly a original type of chrome. The interior is pretty good, except for the passenger seat that has a tear at the back. But for the rest of it, it actually looks good. The other trim inside the car is good. The dash is good. There is a little bit of a scratch on the woodwork there. The gear lever looks original. The steering looks original. The panels are pretty good. The carpeting is pretty good. There are some marks on the sun visors. I don't think that's such a big deal. I think it's the kind of thing you could live with an old car like this. The screen, I'm not sure if it was replaced, and I don't know if it's the original rubber, and I don't know, maybe it does sit like that. There's a bit of a big gap between the frame and the screen. As I said, I don't know if it's maybe, sometimes they put those rubbers upside down and then you get that effect. I wouldn't be able to tell if it's going to result in leaks or anything, but I said the rubber isn't flush with the frame. On the front, there are again the splits in the Duco, which would be probably minor surface rust on the body thing. Nothing seems to be going through. There seems to have been quite a bit of work done here on the light. There's a bit of bubbling there and it feels a bit hollow. Again, in front, all the trim pieces are there, all the names. So I'm not able to easily get underneath. I did feel the subframe feels pretty good. There doesn't seem to be any terrible things out there. Again, this might not be aligning 100%, but as I said, I think in those years very few things aligned properly. This is the wood that obviously opens up this other way. I've seen a lot of these, and very rarely that they actually line up correctly. The engine is very neat. It doesn't look like there's been anything sort of molested on it. Everything looks neat. The bonnet on the inside has some rubberizing on. It does look solid. Doesn't look like it's had a lot of patchwork done. Everything seems to be still solid metal on there. So again, okay, here's a better view of the subframe and all of that. So the frame is definitely in good condition. These joints often have terrible rust. It doesn't have that kind of rust here. I'll just go over here quickly and then I'll go to the other side as well. Yeah, so from a metal and joint point of view, everything seems relatively solid. It just seems to be surface type of things. This might have had some work done. There could be some filler there. Again, you have to look in perspective. Okay, yeah, I notice. So I'm thinking it's not the correct rubber, or there's a jointer piece missing. I'm not sure how that works for leaking. So this could be a rubber issue on the windscreen that's making it not sit correctly. The hood, if you can open there for me again. The top is in the hood. I can't really test it out, but there's a frame that goes on, and then the canvas fits on top of the frame. It does look pretty solid. It's just soiled. So that is visible there as well. And then I think it's pretty clear where we are. I'm gonna get him to start it up for me here. Okay, they are my favorite SU carburetors. They look like a twin set of HS2s or HS4s maybe. But let's some of the older models are HS6s, but I think okay. Fired up first time. She's even, well tuned. Maybe could do a little bit of balancing, but she's cold now. Maybe when she's warm, she's balanced out evenly. But motor perspective, maybe the rev out. Does smell a bit rich, but that can be tuned on SUs. Is there a choke? No choke. Okay, we're gonna go for a drive. I'm sitting as a passenger. She sounds nice and wakey. She does feel like she has a bit of a misfire. I'm not sure if that might be just points plugs, or the carbs might be balanced, or the carbs are leaking. I wouldn't be able to tell. Okay, it's fine, but I can take this. Yeah. So she does drive. I mean, she hasn't got a seized up motor, but as I said, I wouldn't be able to diagnose the misfire at this point. That is something that will have to be attended to. There isn't any smoke blowing from the back. I will check the oil levels and the water levels when I'm back at the house. Okay, I'm gonna take a dipstick test here.
Sorry, can you come to me? Do you have the paperwork for this?
Yeah.
Can I have the paperwork, please?
I want to see which blokes was here.
You know the name of the people.
Okay, there's no
Speaking of video,
Oh, sorry.
there is sufficient oil, and there isn't any cloudiness in the oil, so I can't detect a blown head gasket at this point in time.
it's a bit hard.
Similarly, the water doesn't look murky either. Yeah, I can't really tell that there'd be any gasket there. I'm not sure, but did you change plugs at all?
Then I think
Okay. As I said, it might just need a good tune-up.
this
it
is a
might-
service I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, it might even just be
Do you maybe want to go on the other side?
a bad. Sorry. It could also be a bad spark plug lead. Distributor, I'm not sure if it's got electronic points, condenser. It could even be those things. I see it also has a facet pump.
The electric fuel pump.
They're not the greatest for SU carbs. One would rather have a barrel pump. That's not a big deal to replace. Yeah, okay.